Chronicle allows Relativity users to leverage reviewer choices to easily organize high-quality reason columns for a privilege log, creating clear and defensible narratives. Using Chronicle to guide reviewer coding choices in this way saves time by reducing the breadth and limiting the scope of what must be QC'd by senior attorneys at the end of your project. In this video, we'll show how Chronicle's concatenation capabilities combined with relativity fields and choices to create dynamic privilege reasons for your privilege logs. In this workspace, we've set up 3 different fields to help us dynamically build our priv description. The first field is the priv description prefix, which has a collection of sentence starters. The second is the priv description suffix, which completes our sentence when combined with the first. Additionally, we have a privilege description override, which can be used when the values in the first 2 fields don't make sense and don't work for this document. I'll show how that one gets used when we're setting up our privilege log. In my workspace, I've navigated to Chronicle and I've opened up privilege logs and I've started creating a new privilege log. So let's take a look at what these fields look like when we just use them as the field for the column. So for our first column, we will do prefix. Then we'll add another column, do suffix. And then a third column where we'll do our override. Now let's save this and take a look at what those fields look like when written out into our log. So we can see here, when we look left to right, we have our prefix, our suffix. Now, if we put these together, we would have confidential email discussing acquisition of business assets post-merger. Not necessarily the best reason in the world, but perfect for this example. Now, let's edit this privilege log and combine these. So I'm going to delete these 2 columns. We'll rename this column reason, and then we'll place a space and put suffix in here. Then let's save again. And we'll see our concatenated sentence here. We have created complete sentences using the dynamic columns in those fields. So before, I also talked about using the override if the values in our coding pane don't make sense. So to do this, we need to work with our column here and add a dynamic outcome. So I'm going to click Add Outcome. And what we want to do here is we want to check to see if our priv description override is not set. And if the priv description override is not set, then we want to use the priv prefix and priv suffix, and then the default outcome will be the override. So what will happen now is we're going to check the override, see if it's not set, so if it's empty or blank. Then if it is, we'll use the prefix and suffix for our reason. Otherwise, if it is set, then it will fall through to our override and use that instead. So we'll save this. And there we have it. A dynamic column that looks at our fields and concatenates those values together to create a privilege reason. The end result is a privilege log rendered with a clear, specific, precise reason that correlates directly to the document's coding. To learn more about Chronicle, discover additional use cases, or get started, visit milyli.com/Chronicle or check out the product listing in the Relativity App Hub.